Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So this is part 2 of the tiny build house or the studio build kind of thing. So from part 1 you know that we demolished the the old garage which was on the side, and this is the rubbish that was left over from the end of last video. So the idea for today, or for this section of the video, is to do a cleanup of the current the garden, since it's a mess and you can't progress with the build when there's this rubbles and rubbish everywhere. So the idea is to first just clean this whole thing apart, so it will be a satisfying result by the end, since it will just be an open garden, like, in a sense. So the builders first start by moving all the woods and the log and the doors to the skip, which is up the front. So that's why they didn't do it last time, or in part 1, since we haven't got the delivery of the skip to put the rubbish in. So we just have to pile it in the garden, since we can't leave it on the street or in the front of the house kind of thing, right? So now just cleaning all the woods, and the idea is that we don't want to remove all of that bricks, because we need to use it as the flooring, or like a flooring before you add the concrete on the bottom kind of thing, as like an initial thing. I can't remember what it's called, but yeah. So now the cleaning process is done, or like the majority of it is, and this is the results after the cleaning is done, or like the stuff we don't need, say all the woods and the doors that's been caused. So basically the window frame that's from the old garage, and just random woods that exist basically. So this is the bricks that will be useful, and yeah, so it's a pretty big garden. So the idea is that the new tiny house will be at the back of the garden. So this is the view of the whole back side. So now we're just measuring what's the sizes. So the thing is that we agreed, or like with the planning permission as well, we agreed on having 5 meters width and like the whole length, if you think about it, from the fence to fence kind of thing, which is about like 6 meters I believe. So it'll be like 5 by 6 meters. And the problem is that since we do 5, the old garage foundation interferes, so we need to cut, like, I believe it's like 10 centimeters from the edge of the garage foundation. So you can see where that block is, that's where it ends. So we need to clean all of that, so we could dig a width of 30 centimeters or feet, so we could pour the concrete for the foundation kind of thing. And we just put like a brick piece, so it's like 10 centimeters, since the brick is about 10 centimeters around the perimeter of the fences, or like around that garden where the thing will be, or where the foundation will start, since we don't want to dig outside. Now it's time to use the big boy hammer driller to drill through that, since it is impossible to do it by like a normal axe kind of thing. That is pretty thick as well. Like, these were built in like 1940s, and it's still, like, I don't know, in those days they use a thick amount of concrete, and it's a hassle to dig through, and it's a pain if you want to remove everything. So that's why, like, even the whole base of the old garage, we can't, it will be a pain to remove all of that concrete. So we came out with a new solution for the garden. Now it's just cleaning, like just cleaning across and tidying up kind of thing. So the plan is that we hired a digger So he will come and do like a meter in depth and like 30 centimeter width for the foundation of the building kind of thing, and the blocks will be built on top of that. This is a never-ending amount of bricks kind of thing. Like I'm just like, as you can see, the builder is just digging, and there's more building. Like bricks just keep coming out. So now we're just creating an outline of the whole perimeter of the tiny house. So just using a blue paint or spray paint and a rope to draw the lines. So this shows how much the digger has to dig, or like to what width. So now the digger has arrived. So as the digger goes to the where the mark is, or like where the outline is, which has been sprayed by painted in a blue paint, and we just dig around it kind of thing. Now we also plan to do an extension at the back as well, so that's why that's happening also in the meantime. But this video is about the tiny house, which is at the back, so let's just focus on that. But it just looks nice when I zoom out the whole thing. Like, there's a lot of like soil because we're digging like a meter deep and 30 centimeter width as well. So like by the end we have like a full-on mountain in the back. And I'm not being like tragic kind of thing. I'm not being like dramatic kind of thing. It does happen. Like we have a full-on mountain by the end. So one side is done, but it's just hard for the digger to move around this space kind of thing, because the problem is the brick is there and there's still a piece of rubble, and this causes a unstable ground kind of thing and a good tip. And also when we're digging that side, we had to be careful of the wall's foundation as well, since we don't want to dig too much or cause a damage on that wall, since that wall is pretty old, and I feel like a bit of force, like not a bit, but a bit like a force, especially from that digger, will cause it to collapse or like cause damage. And that's not part of our property, it's part of the school, which is at the back as well. There are some certain parts where the digger can't get all the way, so like it does majority of the work, but you still need human workers to clean up the edges, basically, or the corners of the square or the rectangle. They tell me that I'm never gonna make it.
They want me to do something that could make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous, but I don't give a fuck, I'ma
See,
keep
now
chasing.
the digger
Know that all
is
this potential is
struggling
deep
to
inside of me, but they hate when you're
like get
successful
around,
cause they
so
try
we
to
had to
be.
borrow like
They
the
say they're
neighbor's
being judgmental
garden
because
as
you're
well,
trying things, and they just want you
to
to
just to
settle and
dig
do the
around
right
that kind of
thing.
thing.
So get a good job, don't slack off. Wake up every morning, make a good impression on your boss. Don't do anything that I wouldn't do, and when you're making money, make sure you don't spend it too soon. Fuck that, I'll do what I wanna do. I got a different path from everyone, and that includes you. Who are you to tell me how to live life? In these times it feels like nobody's right, yeah. So I'ma figure out what else we succeed, and then invest all of my time into that and proceed.
Now let's just look at the amount of soil that's formed by just like 1.5 side of the foundation thing, and we're still not done fully. Just look at how the way like the digger uses its arm to just push itself, which is pretty cool.
This life could be special if I get rid of the devils. They think that I am a rebel, I think they want me to settle. There's nobody on my level, they think that work is too stressful. I think that work is essential, the grind is all in your mental. And I don't think you understand what I'll go through just to be in control of my life soon. All the negativity, man, I'm immune. I don't really need a mask with all I've been through. I've been making changes for the ages. 5-10 year plans are contagious. I attack that shit, I'm tenacious. And if you ain't, get the fuck out of my way then. Got one life, I won't regret it. I will fight until I get it. I'll look back one day from heaven and say, damn, I learned some lessons. And say, damn, I have no questions. I had fun in every second, and the journey was a blessing, yeah. They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that can make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be
Yeah, there's a lot of soil.
They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that can make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous, but I don't give a fuck, I'ma keep chasing.
It's cool how they like just create a crater in the middle of that, like a pile of sand, and just add more to that and use that to push off as well. So it looks like about like 3 sides of it's done, but the thing is, it's not perfect, like especially around the corners kind of thing. Thing is, it's good for like getting most of it out, but it's not great for detail work, or like it doesn't do 100% of the work kind of thing, or like 100% of the digging. So now it's just for the last side, but that's just a lot of sand. But I feel like when he was like, especially that builder, when he was digging the other 3 sides, he was just putting on top of this side, so he's just redigging it again. Like that's what it feels like, but it doesn't matter.
Everything is like a test. I better not text or I'll come off desperate. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, baby, you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed.
So this is what it looks like after that part, like when he was just when he finished digging 3 sides. So as you can see, like by the edge, like it's not that depth. In the middle it's fine. I think in the middle it goes to 1 meter, but at the edge of both sides it doesn't, because it's an arc right at the bottom. There's a curve, and it's hard to dig around that way.
I feel like when I'm with you I'm losing. I feel like you think that this amusing. Sitting there gaslighting and confusing. Was it me? Is it me? Am I deluded? I'm the one who's always sorry, the conclusion. Even though I offer all of the solutions, I wish you loved me like I love you, it's stupid. When I'm alone with you,
So now just digging the last side.
I wish I wasn't struck by Cupid. I wish when I first saw you I knew this. When I'm with you I feel so useless. I feel diluted, my heart's been wounded. Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want. With you, I don't ever feel
It's tough because especially after the bricks in the middle, like it causes the floor to be unstable, and it isn't great to work around.
You don't ever wanna give me wings. You don't ever wanna set me free.
So that's basically about done. So this is all the mess that caused. Like you can see a mountain of sand, or like a mountain of soil and mini sand. So yeah, it becomes difficult to just clean that last bit up. So it's just, like it's a bit difficult for the digger. So the best option is just to get human hands on it, basically, because it's hard to get the angle working since the arm is pretty long, and it needs to go to the other side or the neighbor's garden, and the fence is pretty new, so you can't do it. So it's at this point it's just better just to do it by hand or like just manpower.
I know you told your friend you're not okay. And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. Guess you're trying to stay strong and
So it's just digging that side to 1 meter depth as well, and also cleaning the perimeter of the whole foundation, since that hasn't been done to a detailed level with the digger. Also, another thing I've noticed is that the deeper you dig, it gets really tough since like it's been squashed together by lots of weight and just the weight from the soil, right? So the deeper it gets, it's harder to break down and it's harder to dig as well.
I'm sorry that I'm so inconvenient, okay. Just let me be me and I'll stay out of your way. I can see the way you look at me, I'm such a disgrace. I never really asked to be brought into this place. You wanna love me? Well then baby, have a taste. All the highs and the lows, no you'll never be the same. I don't really wanna hurt you, but I can't control the pain. If you're sticking by my side, maybe we could be okay. Okay, maybe you could be the change I need today. I promise that I've never felt this way. I really hope that you will choose to stay through all the pain. I know you told your friend you're not okay. And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. Guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away.
Now it's just cleaning the soil that's been caused by that thing, or like just cleaning the mountain down since there's a lot of soil that's left over. And the idea is that since the garden or the whole floor landscape isn't flat or even, right, I think it goes down from the main house. So the plan is to use that thing to balance it out and to make it a flat ground kind of thing. So we don't want to take all of the soil back to the skip. I want to leave some of it there, but this is still a lot. And also you have to remember, like, it's been condensed since a digger used to like basically like, I don't know, flatten it. So there's a thick amount of soil, so the more you like, as you dig, more soil it comes out. So yeah. So as you can see, they're starting to flatten it now, kind of thing, like digging and just spreading it across. But also we have to remember that has to be like the clean soil, because most of them are like a mix of bricks, rocks and soil as well. We want kind of just want to use the good soil for the flattening of the ground, since we want to grow like plants and grass and stuff on it, right? So this is the final outcome of the foundation. So after it's dug, you can see that it's 30 centimeter in width and 1 meter in depth. Like, it is pretty steep, so it's a good enough foundation. And that's it. Thank you. Bye.